Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be starting a new series here on the Hobo Hollow 4X map. The reason I'm doing a 4X map, since I usually do stick to smaller crossplay maps when I play, the reason for that is I am planning long term to have this playthrough be a full run through of everything there is to do in Farming Simulator. And what I mean by that is to own every single tool and vehicle in the game, to own and use every single field on the map, do every single crop there is to do in Farming Simulator. Basically, just see, and every single production, sorry. Basically just see how much can you really do in one playthrough in Farming Simulator. I am running a couple of mods, so it's not full vanilla, but I'm not running very many. Here's what I'm running here. I have a few mods and DLC packs. Not every DLC pack. We have the Antonio Carraro, the Classic Zarian, Saddle Track pack, the Eero Grape Liner, Horse Aggravation, Kubota, Platinum Expansion, and Vermeer pack. I have a lot of giant software mods that came straight from the makers of the game. Among them are the Flexicoil, the two FarmCon tractors, the Claas Tucano, the two, I'm going to say Borgalt because I don't know how to pronounce them. I know they're French, and that usually gets crazy. The two air drills there, the Bednar Swifter, Otzenbickler Terminator, the John Deere S790, and Precision Farming DLC. Extra mods I've got are the White Field Boss, the Great Plains Seeder, John Deere Plow, the self-propelled sprayer from John Deere, Lizard Subsoiler, and custom modding the Lockwood Aircut Planter for potatoes. So, this is going to take a while. Assuming you guys are still interested, and I am still motivated to do this, I will stick to it. It's going to take years in game, certainly, potentially even in real life, to be able to fully complete the map, but it is something that I am quite interested in. I've never seen it done before. It's never been done on YouTube, at least. There could be some people out there that have done that before, but in terms of farmland that we start with, we don't start with much compared to the rest of the map. It is a 4X map though, so these fields are larger than they may appear. We have 4 fields. Fields 1, 2, 3, and 4. I just now realized that. So I bought the first 4 fields, and you know what? Let's go ahead and buy them in order. So the next field we'll be buying, field 5, and then field 6, 7, 8. So we'll just buy them in order by number, since I accidentally already started doing that. And with that, brings up a few of the rules that I have for the playthrough. Nothing too strict, but the first one is going to be crop rotations. So if I'm running corn, let's say field 3 here. Year 1, I do corn. The year after that, I do soybeans. The year after that, so year 3, I do wheat. And after that wheat harvest, then and only then am I able to do corn again. So a 3-year crop rotation cycle, just to ensure that I'm not doing the same crops over and over again. It may be, the best way to make money is doing silage on every single field, every single year, as many times as you can. But nobody wants to watch that. I don't want to do that. So just to keep things fresh, we're going to be doing rotations. Obviously, if I have a grass field, I'm not going to harvest it one time every 3 years. But I'm going to make an effort to harvest it only for that 1 year and then change it up, do another type of crop on it. As I said, I'm going to be doing every single crop type that's in the base game and the DLCs. So with the premium expansion coming out in November, I believe, they'll be adding 3 new root crop types. So I'll be adding those, but I'm not doing any mods of multi-fruits that maybe other maps have. As you can see, there is a custom crop calendar, but it's just the regular crops. As you can see, all of the cereals get planted and harvested around the same time. It is possible to double crop wheat and soybeans, but again, not going to just flip fields over and over and over again, wheat then soybeans and then corn the next year, nothing like that. Because if you plant your wheat in September, it'll, like this month, if I plant wheat, I can harvest it in June, plant my soybeans in June as well, sorry, mispronounced June a little bit there. And then harvest the soybeans, maybe September, maybe October, but then you can see we can already plant the wheat again, or the barley, canola, oats, whatever. It's all ready to be planted again to be harvested again when we can still harvest the soybeans. So, sorry, plant the soybeans. So yeah, that could be something that we employ, but gonna try and not exploit the fields too much like that. We are running Precision Farming DLC. So with that, going to be having the environmental bonuses. I have to do nitrogen and lime and all that stuff. So let's walk through what machines we've got. We've got the Case IH 7150 harvester with a 28-foot Case IH header. We've got a Fendt Favorite 515C with a Hardy 24-meter back sprayer. We also have a weight and a front fork with a front loader with a pallet fork there for it as well. The old pickup. We've got the 4755 John Deere, which currently is attached to the Bradle fertilizer spreader, which we're going to be using to spread lime on the fields. Since we did just start, we have to start off the fields with some fresh pH values. As you can see, it's reading good right now, so I might not actually have to do it there. Could wait until it gets a little bit less than good. So I guess I might not have to do that. We've also got the Fendt 936 Vario, which is attached to a Lizard subsoiler 9 meters wide, because 2 of the fields that we own started off as withered, so we're going to be plowing those up right away. We are doing crop destruction, field stone, weeds are turned on, periodic plowing is turned on, and we're running precision farming. So we're doing everything you can possibly do aside from turning the difficulty up. We've got it on easy right now, so we're going to get the best prices for our crops while not adding mods to make us get insane prices for the crops. And the reason I do that is this could already take several years in real life to fully accomplish my dreams for this map. I don't need to make it any harder by starting from zero or making it a survival farming series where I have the worst possible crops because I'm on hard difficulty. That just doesn't really appeal to me that much for this. Now, if that's something you guys want to do, go for it. That's the beauty of this game. You can do pretty much whatever you want. Let's just make sure this is getting plowed. It doesn't need plowed. Oh, it does need plowed because it's got the crops on. Okay. Now, for some reason, it is saying fields 3 and 4 need plowed, but they've already been plowed. Like, that's the plowed texture. As you can see from what I'm doing here, it's the same texture, so that doesn't make much sense to me, but whatever. In terms of planting and cultivating, we're just doing a direct drill seeder for now. I did start out with $500,000, but that has gone down considerably. I had to buy lime. I had to buy this subsoiler since I didn't start out with it. So we're already down to $460,000. I'm going to try to just stick with the fields we've got for now. Instead of, I could just buy a couple other fields to get as much profits on the first year as we can. I want to stray away from that. We also do start with some crops in our silos here, so can definitely sell those at an opportune time. It looks like, except for sunflowers, January and December are going to be the good times to sell. Soybeans and sunflower are a little bit different than everything else, but we will definitely be looking into doing that in the winter time. Yeah, in terms of seeding, we have the 6-meter Horsch seeder. Let's just pull that up so you guys can see it there. Horsch Pronto 6 DC. So it's direct drill, got 5,400 liters, and that's broken down as 2,400 liters of seed, 3,000 liters of fertilizer. It is direct drill, 6 meters wide, so nothing huge, but nothing tiny either. The starting equipment for this was literally the smallest cultivator and the smallest seeder for this map, so I definitely didn't want to roll with that. So we've changed that up a tad, but nothing too major. I do want this to be a fairly calm playthrough. I've been doing a lot of go, go, go recently, so definitely wanting to slow down, relax. But at the same time, I want to do things intentionally so that we can have the best chance of getting all of those equipment and machines at some point on this playthrough. And the way I'm going to do that, I'm not just going to buy random machines all willy-nilly. first I'm going to buy what will help the farm. Bigger harvester, bigger planter, bigger seeder, bigger cultivator, bigger tractors. You know, the stuff that really helps out the farm. I'll buy some production chains, put down some factories, maybe get some animals, greenhouses. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go along. But I'm not just going to buy, like, the smallest Antonio Carraro tractor for $7,000 just because I can. We're going to try and do things intentionally at the beginning, and then later on we can get into purchasing things. I don't want to just... I'm gonna take that back a little bit. The way I want to do that is I want to have a museum somewhere on the map. I'll just have a bunch of the biggest sheds in the game stacked right next to each other where I can park all these machines and we can walk through and look at them to see what we've got, what we still need to get, that type of thing. There'll be some sort of organization there, but nothing too crazy. That way, you know, it's a good way to stay organized instead of having to tab through all of my machines, because once you get just 10 tractors, it gets ridiculous. I don't want to just tab through all the machines to see what I've got and what I don't have yet. So definitely going to want to have a museum, but I'm not just going to buy stuff and park it in the museum. I got to use it. That's the whole point of this. I want to use and own every single piece of equipment, every single tractor, every single harvester, and farm every single field on the map with those machines. So that's definitely what we're going to be going for. But I've already talked too much. My mouth's getting dry, so I'm going to jump cut to when we're ready to start planting. So I know I did say I wasn't thinking I might do the lime. I did decide to just go ahead and do it. These fields aren't very large. My fertilizer spreader is pretty big, but what I am going to do before I finish doing that is I'm going to plow these two fields together. Wow, that's like the perfect fit there, isn't it? It just seems too good to be true here to not do this. It's set up so perfectly. I'm going to go ahead and just do it. I'll probably just... I don't want to do too much of this because, again, I want some variety with the fields, but yeah, that is super easy to do. No problem at all. Yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that just so nobody was confused. They are still two separate fields on the map, but of course I'm going to farm them as one big field, and I could always just get in there with the landscaping tool and fix that up later on, but I'm not going to do that for now. Maybe later on, but yeah, we're getting onto the second field that's been withered, so I'm going to just do sort of a perimeter lap around it, and then we'll get a worker on it while I'm doing the lime spreading. And then after that, we can finally get into planting. We've gotten all the fields spread with lime, and now we're working on seeding them up. And some things I wanted to mention. We are doing canola on this field here, field 4. On field 1, just take a pause for a minute, which is the big one here. We're going to be doing wheat, and then later on in the spring, we'll be planting corn on 2 and 3, which we did combine into one field. And while I'm planting here, something I did forget to mention earlier is a few more of the rules that I'm running with here on the playlist, the series rather. Hey guys, Future Fast Farmer here. In the video I did go through all the rules that I missed earlier and explain them, but I did end up just rambling on for quite a while, and that's not the most exciting, so I'm just going to talk through the rules here real quick. The rest of the rules were no lease to own. There's a mod called lease to own, which is used when you're leasing something. As you lease it, you make payments on it, and eventually it becomes cheaper and cheaper until you can buy it. It's not necessarily what I want to do. Now, if I need to lease a cotton harvester for a big cotton field, or I need to lease another tractor for seeding or harvest or something where I just need it, that's okay, but I can't lease a tractor over time, use it for cheap, and then buy it when it's cheap. That's just not really the way I want to go on the series. Another one is to do every crop at least one point through the series. I already sort of mentioned that earlier. No field flipping or leasing productions. Again, there's a mod where you can lease productions that I usually play with, but I'm not going to do that for this one. I have to buy the production chain outright if I want to use it. I did consider locking time at 5 or 6 times speed, but as you can see right now, it's on 2 or 3, so That obviously didn't happen. I'm going to try and keep it at 3. If I need to later on, once I get established, I can decide to keep it at 5 and just add days to the months if necessary as the farm grows. I believe I already talked about collectibles, but if I didn't, they are allowed. Just can't really hunt them down to get money unless, say, I sold everything from harvest and I need a little bit of extra cash to get through to buy something, new field, new tractor, whatever. Then it's okay to hunt down a few collectibles for that. Workers and course play are allowed as the farm grows. Obviously, I don't really need course play right now, so I'm not going to use it. But yeah, later on, that's absolutely something that I will be getting into. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the rules. If you don't care, then you don't care. But I just wanted to explain them a little bit so you guys had a good idea of what it is I'm doing. Anyways, let's get back to the video. We did get that canola field done, as you saw, so now I'm going to go ahead and do the perimeter lap on the big field we just spread lime on with wheat, so that way that will be getting taken care of. And we could buy field 5 here. It is $230,000. I would be $220,000 left, so pretty comfortable if I'm honest, but I think I'm going to hold off on buying any new fields, especially because with the first year on Precision Farming DLC, you have so much more you have to work with. You have to spread lime, because it hasn't been done yet. The fields are new. As far as, the precision farming is concerned. Obviously, whichever farmer owned these before I moved in here and took the farm would have been taking care of their fields, but that's not the way the mod works. The mod works when you buy the field, like at the beginning of the save game, it resets the information about it, so there's just so much extra work the first year, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So until we get our feet under us, maybe get some bigger machinery, because this field is pretty large for the stuff we've got. So I'm A-okay on land. Just going to try and get some bigger machinery now is definitely going to be the play. You can see several missed spots in the lime. That is just one of the problems with doing Precision Farming DLC on 4X maps. Because it's zoomed out, it's not quite as fine in terms of where it recognizes what it's done and what it hasn't done. So when you're spreading lime, it won't spread lime if it's already at the optimum value. And since the map is so zoomed out because it's 4 times as big, it doesn't recognize those little black spots as being missed. They just sort of bend together, I guess. I'm not sure how much better to explain that. I'm sure I could have done a better job. I just don't know how. But yeah, safe to say, I'm sorry. It doesn't look good to me. I don't like that, but that's the way it is, and there's not really much I can do about that. So that's just the sad reality of spreading lime with Precision Farming DLC for the moment. And I'm not sure that's something that can really ever be fixed. Is that a collectible over there? It's going to drive me crazy if I just leave that, so let's go have a look. I saw something pink. It might have been the flowers. Like these mushrooms here. Oh my goodness, I've never seen mushrooms in Farming Simulator. Well, that's cool. That's probably what I saw. Those little mushrooms. Or maybe this flash of red here, I don't know. That's cool. Look at that. There's different kinds too. These little white ones and golden mushrooms. Yeah. Maybe that's been in many different maps and I'm just crazy, but I've never seen that before, so that's pretty cool. Anywho, I'm going to keep working on this field. Maybe do a time lapse on it, I don't know, but that's probably as far as we're going to go today. Not doing a whole ton of work. It is the first episode, but yeah. We'll just have to see what happens. Oh, another thing I should probably mention, contracts. Contracts are A-okay. I can do contracts. It's a good way to get some cash. If, things are moving slow, it's a good way to fill the day, but I definitely don't want to do too much contract work because I'm trying to own every field on the map. I'm not trying to just farm every field on the map. I want to own it and farm it, so definitely don't want to get burnt out on doing too many contracts that take too long, because that is definitely something that I've done before on other playthroughs. Yeah, you take on one too many contracts, or you take on a contract that's just a little too big, and it gets boring, and that's a problem. So Definitely going to try and avoid doing too many of those, but yeah, if I need a little bit extra to get a field, a little bit extra to buy a tractor, maybe I'm running a bit low during the winter, I need a little bit of a pick-me-up to get me going, to keep me going, that's absolutely something that we can do. So we've been making some pretty good progress on the field, as you can see here. I hope you enjoyed that montage, by the way. It does take a while. We are almost out of seeds, so I'll have to take care of that too. But one thing I did want to just show you guys, I am going to buy a roller. It's not the most exciting of things to do, so I'm not going to show it on camera very much at all, but it is definitely something I'm going to be doing in the background. It gives, I think it's either a 5 or a 10% yield bonus. That's pretty big, so we're definitely going to be doing that, but again, not going to have that on camera because it's pretty slow moving, not the most exciting thing to watch, and I don't want to milk the content dry, you know what I'm saying? I want to hopefully give you guys some engaging content just about all the time, so that's definitely something I'm going to try to avoid showing on camera too much. But yeah, we'll just get those fields rolled up. Again, it is almost nighttime, so that's another reason to not film, is because it's nighttime and it is really hard to see very well to play, let alone to record as well. I just picked up a spot that I missed earlier, but yeah, field's going along pretty well. I'm just gonna drive back to the store and get her filled up. One thing I really need to invest in, and I'll probably spend some money on that too, is getting like a flat deck trailer and a forklift or a skid steer or a telehandler to load up some pallets onto the trailer. I'm not playing with any mods where I can put down like containers to fill up with seeds and fertilizer and all that jazz. Now there are a few auger wagons can hold that type of thing, so maybe get something like this to hold seeds and fertilizer and stuff. definitely options for sure, but yeah, that one actually doesn't look too bad. I'll have to do that at some point, but not right now. Yeah, for the time being, I just have to drive all the way back to the store to get her filled up, which is, yeah, a pretty good waste of time, if I'm being honest. So we'll get that filled up, we'll get our roller going, and I will check back in with you guys when we've got the field done. And with that, we've got the field done. As you can see, it got very dark. But I promise, the whole field is done. As you can see, it's all got wheat on it. It's all growing. Let's hop out and see what we're looking like. pH value is perfect. Nitrogen value is perfect, as you can see in the bottom right. Expected yield is 78% out of 80% possible. So, yeah, not terrible. We'll get it rolled up off camera as well. And then, yeah, that's all I'm going to do for this episode. So, if you did enjoy it, feel free to leave a like and leave a comment saying that you did enjoy it, and any suggestions you got would be greatly appreciated. As well, if you like the content I put out or you're interested in seeing how this series turns out, feel free to hit the subscribe button. It's absolutely free, and I appreciate it greatly. It really helps my channel out and lets me know what you guys are interested in, what you like to watch, and what you like that I do. And anyways, without further ado, be looking for episode 2, guys. It'll be coming shortly. But that's all from me for now. Peace.